For this video came mostly from the YouTube channels Freezepond and Oversimplified. Their channel links will be in the description. Now, enjoy the video. Let's start off in the year 1912 inside the Balkan Peninsula, which before this year, the five countries of Greece, Serbia, Romania, Montenegro, and Bulgaria have broken away from the Ottoman Empire. Four of those five countries wanted to get some of that sweet, sweet land, so they went to war with the empire, and won. All of them got some land, and now there was a new independent state, Albania. After the First Balkan War, Macedonia was split between Greece and Serbia, which Bulgaria didn't like. So they went to go unite the Macedonians, but that ended horribly. Now let's talk about Austria-Hungary. In Austria-Hungary, there was a region full of Serbs known as Bosnia, and they hated being in Austria-Hungary. So the Archduke of Austria, Franz Ferdinand, goes there in an open-top car, and that ended as well as you thought. Austria-Hungary was very upset, not only because of the assassination, but also because the Serbian government might have had something to do with it. So Austria-Hungary sent a big list of demands to Serbia, and when they refused, Austria-Hungary declared war. Austria-Hungary is protected by Germany, and Serbia is protected by Russia, which is protected by France, so they all join in along with Montenegro. Let's start with Germany. Germany had a plan to win the war known as the Schlieffen Plan. They thought that Russia would take a lot of time to get ready for the war, so they would defeat France quickly and then take out Russia and win the war. Easy, right? Wrong. The French were not on good terms with Germany, so they have fortified their German border, but only with Germany. So the Germans decided they were going to go through Luxembourg and Belgium, which got the UK very upset, so they declared war on Germany. The Germans thought that Belgium would not fight back, but they did, and they fought hard. The four countries then got into a stalemate with trench systems across France and Belgium. Oh look, Russia's ready to fight, and Germany is unprepared. Don't worry though, they got their good old pal Austria-Hungary ready to take down and Russia just took most of East Galicia. Germany had to take some troops from the Western Front and bring it over to the Eastern, and once they were there, they were powerful. They were able to take part of the Duchy of Warsaw. The Ottoman Empire was debating whether to join in the war or not, so some pro-war Ottoman decided to attack Russian soldiers in Crimea, so now they were in the war against Russia, and at a good time too, because Italy had recently left the Triple Alliance to join the Triple Entente. The Ottoman had a bad time against the Russians, and they blamed their losses on the ethnic Armenians living in Ottoman territory, and the resulting Armenian genocide claimed the life of 1.5 million people. The Germans were pushing into Russia at an alarming rate, taking the Duchy of Warsaw between May and October of 1915. One thing I forgot to mention was that German U-boats were sinking civilian ships in international waters. One of these ships was called the Lusitania, and this really angered the US because 159 Americans were on board when it sunk. Bulgaria was still upset of the outcome of the Second Balkan War, so they joined the Central Powers and invaded Serbia, which was surprisingly able to repel all of Austria-Hungary's invasions. With help from Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria was able to capitulate Serbia and annex the eastern portion. If you thought Serbia was done, you would be wrong. Before Serbia fell, Serbian troops evacuated into Albania, which had ties to Austria-Hungary. So, Austria-Hungary went through Montenegro to get the remaining Serbs. Seeing how the war was going, Romania decided to join in on the Allies' side to get some of that sweet, sweet land, but then they got bulldozed. The Greeks were fighting among themselves whether to join the war or not, and after the king abdicated, Greece joined the war on the Allies' side. Germany was extremely scared that the US was going to join the war, so they sent a message to Mexico stating that if it attacks the US, then Germany will help get back lands that they lost in the Mexican-American War. This message was intercepted by the UK and forwarded to the US, which gave them enough motive to declare war on Germany. Meanwhile, France was able to repel a German attack on the city of Verdun. Hey Russia, how are you? Oh, now you're communist. That's nice. After the Soviet Union took over Russia, they immediately pulled out of the war, signing the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. They lose all of this. On January 8th, the US President Woodrow Wilson made the 14 points, which is a list of 14 things that ensures Europe will be a safer place. The US then arrived in France and began pushing Germany out. On September 30th, 1918, Bulgaria surrendered. On October 30th, the Ottomans surrendered. On November 3rd, Austria-Hungary surrendered. And finally, on November 11th, Germany surrenders, and the war was won by the Allies. Now let's talk about what happens to the countries after this. First, the land inhabited by Czechs and Slovaks was unified to form Czechoslovakia. Serbia and Montenegro unite and annex the Austro-Hungarian lands of Bosnia, Croatia, Slovenia, and Vojvodina to form the nation of Yugoslavia. Italy was given Trentino and Trieste, and Transylvania was given to Romania. Galicia was taken by the new Polish state. Austria and Hungary were separated, and now they were smaller than they ever were. Bulgaria lost its direct access to the Aegean Sea to Greece, had to give its Serbian land back to Yugoslavia, and pay the latter war reparations. The Ottoman lost Egypt, Palestine, Jordan, Iraq, and Kuwait to the British, and Lebanon and Syria to the French. And after all that, it was turned into the nation of Turkey. Finally, let's go to Germany, who everyone blamed for the war. They lost West Prussia, Posen, and East Upper Silesia to Poland. Czechoslovakia got Holstein-Rheinland, Lithuania got Memel, and Denmark got North Schleswig. Belgium did get some land too, in Malmedy and Eupen, and France got back Alsace-Lorraine. The free city of Danzig was created, and the German lands in Africa were split between the Allies. Finally, Germany had to demilitarize the Rhineland, and now they have to pay 132 billion marks. And that's it. All's well that ends well. Except it didn't.